What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. You guys probably know the drill on this kind of video by now. I love looking through some of the awesome skin, champion, and just about everything else concepts that the League of Legends community members create. So today I wanted to share 10 more of my favorites with you guys. So of course there's no particular order to the list, all the skins featured are awesome, and I really hope you guys like them just as much as I did. And just before we start, I wanted to announce that I'm doing a $500 RP giveaway in celebration of our new VR Chat YouTube channel. And it's super easy to enter. All you have to do is check the link in the description and check out our new channel and subscribe. Thanks, and enjoy the video. So kicking us off today, we have Off-Road Hecarim by Broyde. This basic skin concept is taking the Centaur archetype from Hecarim and essentially turning his lower half into what's essentially a quad bike. It gives off some serious Transformer vibes and honestly looks pretty damn awesome and is totally something that Riot could do as like a legendary or maybe even an ultimate skin, kinda like Mecha Zero Scion. There's a ton of attention to detail on this skin, such as the Rito Please license plate or the retro fuzzy dice on his weapon that would typically hang from your rearview mirror. Ron also spent time mapping out how each of the off-road Hecarim's abilities could look, with flaming particle effects, fireworks, and everything else you'd expect to see from this hot rod masterpiece. One of the really tricky parts of making a skin like this work in-game actually is the sound effects, but we know from recent Riot champion and skin releases that they're definitely capable of doing a skin like this justice, so I'd love to see it make it onto the live client. Up second, we have Dark Star Urgot, which is a skin concept by Brazilian artist Slown. As you'd probably expect, it borrows a lot of the elements that make Dark Star Varus and Dark Star Thresh so awesome to look at. The purple glow, creepy toothy grin, and insane black hole looking particle effects just look incredible in game without being so distracting that you lose focus. My favorite thing about this skin is actually a little bit subtle at first. If you look around at his lower body, you can see that all his legs and torso are actually not attached to anything. They're almost climbing out of a black hole in the middle of his body. It gives that kinda alternate dimension feeling that these skins all share, and it really makes him look like a part of the Dark Star family, rather than just a skin that's been painted over with some borrowed particle effects. One of the coolest things about this particular concept is that it actually attracted the attention of Victor Moray on ArtStation, who's a splash artist for Riot Games. Victor pointed out what really makes this skin concept so cool, it's just a combination that you don't think would work when you just try to imagine it, which is amazing, a really strong credit to Slown's vision for this skin. He took two elements that no one would really think to combine and made it look absolutely awesome in the process. Slown's ArtStation is loaded with equally incredible concept pieces, so definitely check him out as well as the rest of the artists that were shown off to you guys. Concept artist Leon Ropeter is up next with Arctic Nautilus. So Leon explained in the ArtStation description text that he felt Nautilus was lacking a little bit of a cutesy frosty skin, so he personally took it on himself to design one. Originally he actually planned to use references to Inuit culture, but later decided to keep things in line with some of the other official Riot winter skins. As far as getting a fan skin turned into a real skin goes, that's a pretty good decision, I have to admit, and this one would definitely not look out of place on the Summoner's Rift. All the important winter features are present. He's got the nice fluffy coat, the beanie, the ski mask to keep the cold out, and Nautilus's anchor is replaced with a large curved axe, which could be meant to represent an ice axe that ice climbers use, but it's a pretty different shape, so we could be wrong on that one. One of the cool little details though is that the handle of Nautilus's axe is actually a fish, so at least there's still something to tie the skin to Nautilus's underwater theme, but overall it's a great concept and I just love it. Tahm Kench in Wonderland is up next, and it's actually by the same artist, Leon Ropeter. This skin concept takes advantage of Tahm's huge smile, which Leon compared to the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. That was the initial basis of the skin, although since then it also seems to have adopted elements from other Wonderland characters like the Mad Hatter. Tahm Kench in Wonderland shares the Cheshire's cat, purple stripes, but wears pretty dignified clothing and a top hat that align him really well with the Mad Hatter. Leon also took the time to design some Worth skins alongside the concept, and even the ability particle effects, including his passive stacks in a few different forms. I know we talk about attention to detail quite a lot when describing these skins, but it honestly never ceases to impress me just how detailed these fan skins really get. And I think we've got a bit of a recurring theme here in this video because we've got one last skin concept from Leon Ropeter to share with you all today, and it's got a name that will strike fear into your hearts: Nyandalee. As you probably guessed, the skin is based predominantly on the internet sensation Nyan Cat, though Leon also used references from other fun League of Legends skins like Maokai, Mukau Alistar, and Dino Gnar to make sure that the skin is a really awesome representation of what an official Riot version might look like. Obviously, the main selling point here is that it's super colorful and has that kind of space galaxy theme to use as a foundation for all the colorful little bits to build on, and this ends up giving a really good contrast and makes sure that the rainbow particle effects aren't going to end up being confusing or distracting, which is something that community skin designers can potentially neglect since they typically don't need to limit themselves, since of course their skin's not necessarily going into the game. But it's a sure sign of an absolute professional and something that I would totally come to expect from Leon's work. He's just a monster. Next up, we've got a concept piece by Ben Rosado, and it's Star Guardian Teemo. I've definitely got to give credit to Ben for taking one of the most sinister, despicable characters from League of Legends and turning it to something relatively wholesome. There's definitely an innocent element at play here that would normally be really cool for a Star Guardian skin, but something about Teemo's creepy little smile is just a bit unnerving and makes me feel like he's kind of trying to lower my guard for some satanic purpose. So I guess we could say full marks for the concept, but there's no way I'd personally trust Teemo to be my Star Guardian, and it might not necessarily make all that sense for Riot to head down that road either, but it's just an amazing skin concept piece, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. Our last skin concept for today comes from Angell Huerta, who you guys may remember from a previous fan champion concept video we made that featured Alexey, the runic guardian. This time we're looking at one of Angell's champion skin concepts instead, Beast Hunter Katarina. The thing that really jumps out about this one is that it really lines up well with your expectations. If you took a Noxian assassin and turned that character into a beast hunter like Rengar, what would they look like? Well, in Katarina's case, Angell has done a really awesome job showing that. All the iconic Katarina traits are still here. She's got the scarred eye, her daggers, the short swords, and of course, a total lack of any protective clothing. Everything looks realistically makeshift, with fur, animal hides, scales, and fangs being used to construct her gear. The detail is awesome, the colors are refreshing, the concept fits Katarina perfectly, and Riot definitely needs to make this skin happen. And actually, I told a lie, our previous one was not the last skin concept for today, because next up we've got Dark Tengu Akali, created by Julian Del Rey. As the name implies, this skin is loosely based on the Tengu, which are legendary Japanese creatures that range from being goblins, demons, or gods that take on the form of birds of prey. Really, it depends on who you ask to who the true nature of the Tengu is. Some of the characters' exploration versions showcase some of these Tengu-like traits, like the demon horns or the raven-like weapons, and mask of the crouching version. Having said that, on the colored version, aside from the pretty ethereal glow to her weapons, there's not really any necessarily significant link between her and any kind of Japanese supernatural beings as far as I can personally tell, but there's a lot of really awesome features to the skin regardless of that though, like the really awesome skeletal looking armor. I personally actually counted 10 different skull shapes on the colored version of the skin, so you know that Julian wanted to make this one look as evil and as menacing as possible, but that works great for an assassin and makes for a pretty sweet skin, even if the theme isn't as clear as some of the other ones we've shown today. So our actual final skin for today is Demon Irelia by Russian artist Alexey Gorbatov. And on one hand, I gotta say this skin is easily one of the coolest concepts we've seen so far today. I love her stone-like skin, the short curved horns, and this evil glow she's got going on in her eyes. It's a really cool take on a demonic appearance without also being too cliche about it. She's also got the telekinetic blades, the Ionian mantle of decorum as well, so there's not necessarily that much risk of you confusing her for another champion, and it would work great as a concept if you would actually want to put it in the game. However, it's a little bit different, I would say personally, from Riot's overall style of designing skins, but it would only take maybe a few small adjustments to turn it into a really awesome skin, and I definitely think this one would be a big hit with the community, so it's definitely one that I personally would love to see in-game one day. Either way, that's just about going to wrap up the list for today. Let me know what you guys thought was your favorite skin of the list. I personally loved all of them a ton, so I can't really decide on my overall favorite, but let me know what you thought. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys next time.